We kick things off with Halloween, or as pumpkins call it, genocide. Everyone has their favorite thing about Halloween. For some people, it's the candy. For some, it's watching horror movies. For others, it's that Family Matters episode where Steve Urkel f***s a ghost. Did I do that? Yes, Steve, you did, and it was disgusting. Personally, my favorite thing is the urban legends. You know, the rumors about razor blades and apples, or kids being kidnapped off the streets, or one of the most popular ones, how crazy hippies are lacing candy with drugs. Well, in 2021, that story has taken a whole new twist.
Check your kid's candy bucket or bag after they go trick-or-treating. Law enforcement across the country have been warning about edibles that look like snacks. For example, at first glance, this looks like a stuffed Oreo or double stuffed Oreo, but it's actually a double stuffed Stonio.
Stony Patch, Warheads, Trips Ahoy, products meant to mirror legal food products but containing THC.
Experts warn if a child got their hands on these, they could potentially overdose due to the high concentration of THC.
Oh boy, people might be handing out treats with weed in them. I mean, forget full-size candy bars. There's a new coolest house on the block, people. And if someone really is giving edibles to kids, that is cruel. You're giving edibles to children? Do you know what's going to happen to them? Those kids are going to go home. They're going to eat an edible. And then they're going to spend the next 3 hours asking, is it hitting yet? Should I take another one? I don't feel high. Do I look high? We shouldn't be putting kids through that. No, but for real though, I think the story sounds like trash to me. Sounds like bullshit. Like nobody's gonna waste good edibles giving them out to kids. And even if a kid did get an edible by accident, they would realize it on the first bite. Because let's be honest, like if you've ever eaten an edible, you know anything that's candy that's laced with weed, it always tastes a little bit like a tree took a shit, you know? And also if your kid did eat an edible, would you even be able to tell? People are stressed out. My kid might have eaten. Kids already act like they're stoned all the time. Always asking questions like, where did I come from? Why is the sky blue? Can I have ice cream for breakfast? If that isn't stoner behavior, I don't know what is. I think people are stressing too much. Like, do you think this is a thing? You've grown up in America. Is this a thing you think?
They've been telling us since we were kids, they're like, somebody's gonna hand you drugs. But if you're a kid who ever saw an adult with drugs, they never tried to give them to you. Also, if you're an adult who paid for Stonios or all these other things, the first thing you're going to do is make sure you don't lose them. Because it's like, my drugs, my precious drugs.
Right?
That's not how people with drugs work. The thing you should be worried about is stoned people having tiny people come to their house dressed like little tiny things. If I'm high, the last thing I need at my house is Finding Nemo, Woody, and a tiny cop. That's the problem. You want to get to people's house first and be like, sir, are you stoned? Because I got 3 kids out here dressed like Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I don't need you flipping out. That's what you need to worry about is high people and kids in costumes, not them giving them their drugs.
That's the real danger. Anyway, let's move on to our next story, which is about Congress. You know, it's what you get when you order your democracy off of wish.com. Now, it looks like Democrats are close to a breakthrough on the Build Back Better bill. And this is the legislation that would try to solve some of America's most pressing problems, from climate change to child poverty to getting Issa and Lawrence to make up their damn minds already. But doing that isn't cheap. And Democrats have been struggling to find a way to pay for it that Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema both support. But now, they finally have an idea that everyone is on board for. Right? And that is requiring big corporations to pay a minimum tax of 15%, which means companies like Amazon would finally have to start paying federal taxes. And I know Amazon is going to complain about it, but 15% isn't even that much. I mean, these giant companies are going to be paying the same rate as the guy who hands out the shoes at the bowling alley. And I guarantee you, that guy doesn't have his own penis-shaped spaceship. And the thing about this plan that I find really interesting is that the taxes won't be on profits that the companies report to the IRS. No, it'll be on the profits that they report to shareholders. Because those are 2 very different numbers, you know? The thing they tell the IRS is not what they tell the shareholders. It's like how people talk about sex differently with their date versus how they talk about it around their mom. Yeah, on a date, you're like, yeah, man, you know I do my thing, baby, yeah. Yeah, you better hold on for dear life, man. And then, in front of your mom, you're like, I just haven't found time for sex. I've been spending too much time reading the Bible.